All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to take a grand tour of Microsoft Word. My goal here is simple, to turn that kind of scary, intimidating blank page into your own personal canvas so you know exactly where every tool you need is hiding.
You know that feeling, right? You open up a new document and it's just a sea of buttons staring back at you. It can be super overwhelming. Well, trust me, you are not alone. Our mission today is to give you a clear map of the whole thing so you can start navigating it like a pro.
So, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with a quick, what is this thing? Then, we'll get you familiar with your workspace. After that, we'll check out the core toolkit, dive into designing your document, and wrap it up with some advanced and finishing touches. Sound good? Let's go.
First up, what even is Microsoft Word? At its heart, it's pretty much the world's favorite app for one simple thing: creating, editing, and formatting basically any document you can think of. And when I say any document, I mean it. The range is just huge. We're talking professional resumes that land you the job, big formal reports for school or work, simple invoices, letters. You can even make slick-looking brochures. It's just a crazy versatile tool.
Okay, so to drive a car, you need to know where the steering wheel and pedals are, right? Same idea here. Let's get our bearings and draw a little mental map of the whole interface.
And here it is. This is your command center, your cockpit. Everything you could possibly need is right here in this one window. And yeah, I know, it looks like a lot at first, but I promise every little section has a very specific and logical job to do.
Let's break down the main landmarks. See that bar way up top? That's the title bar. It just shows your document's name. Below that, you've got this big thing called the ribbon. That's your master toolkit, all organized into neat tabs. Then, of course, the big blank page. That's your workspace. And if you look all the way down at the bottom, you'll find the status bar, which is super handy for things like word count and page info.
All right, now that we kind of know the layout, let's zoom in a bit. We're going to explore the core toolkit. These are the buttons and features you'll probably be using every single time you open Word.
And our tour starts right here on the Home tab. There's a good reason Word opens up to this tab by default. It's because this is where all the basic, most important commands for just editing your text live.
You'll see it's all broken down into these little groups. You've got your clipboard section, for your classic cut, copy, and paste. Then the font group, which is all about changing how your text looks. The font itself, the size, the color, making it bold or italic. Next to that is the paragraph group, for stuff like centering your text or making bulleted lists. And finally, the styles group, which is a lifesaver for applying pre-made formats with just one click. Okay, moving one tab over, we land on the Insert tab. And yeah, the name pretty much says it all. This is where you go when you want to add stuff to your document that isn't just plain old text. This is where you really start to bring your document to life. You can pop in tables to get your data organized, drop in images or shapes to make a point visually, add clickable hyperlinks, and even build charts to show off your numbers. Oh, and this is also where you'll find things like headers, footers, and page numbers. Super important stuff. So we've talked about writing stuff and adding stuff. Now let's talk about making it all look good. The aesthetics. This is all about controlling the look and feel of your page so it looks professional and it's easy to read. And for that, we're going to jump over to the Design tab. Think of this as your big picture control panel. It's for giving your entire document a polished, consistent look without having to mess with individual bits and pieces. The real magic of this tab is just how fast it is. You can use themes to instantly apply a whole set of matching fonts and colors across every single page. You can also add a professional-looking watermark, that faint text in the background that says confidential or draft. And of course, you can play around with the page color and borders to really make it your own. All right, next stop is the Layout tab. And this is a really important one. If the Design tab was all about the look, the Layout tab is all about the structure. It's how you control the basic setup of the page itself. Yeah, think of this tab as the actual blueprint for your page. This is where you set your page margins, change the page orientation from portrait to landscape, adjust the document size for printing on different paper. You can even do cool stuff like create newspaper-style columns or get super precise control over paragraph indentation and spacing. Okay, we've covered the basics of creating and designing. We're on the home stretch now. Let's move on to the final part of our tour, the more advanced tools that'll help you finish up, finalize, and really specialize your document. First up, I have to show you a powerhouse feature that lives in the Mailings tab. It's called Mail Merge. Seriously,
This thing is amazing. It lets you create like hundreds of personalized letters or address labels using just one main document and a list of names and addresses. If you ever have to do a bulk mailing, it's an absolute game changer.
Okay, now listen up. If you are ever writing a research paper or any kind of formal report, the References tab is going to be your new best friend. I'm not kidding. It automates some of the most annoying, tedious parts of formal writing. Just think about the time this saves. You can automatically create a table of contents based on your headings. You can pop in footnotes and endnotes with a single click. And, this is the big one, you can manage all of your citations and have Word build a perfectly formatted bibliography for you. No more stressing about APA or MLA formatting, plus you can add captions to images and tables. It's just so helpful. And at last, we've come to the final checkpoint. Before you hit that print or send button, you're going to want to visit the Review tab. Think of this as your quality control center. It's all about proofreading and working with other people. So in here, you've got your essential spelling and grammar check. Can't live without that. You can check your word count, and this is huge for teamwork. You can add, view, and reply to comments right in the document. You can even track changes to see every single edit someone else makes. It makes working together so much easier. You can even translate text. And that's our tour. We've gone all the way from a scary blank page through all the key tools for creating, designing, and polishing your work. Hopefully that interface doesn't look like a maze anymore, but more like a map that's just full of possibilities. So really, the only question left is, now that you have the map, what are you going to create?